the the biggest changes it's not something that we are going to do. It's something we are already doing. Some of the knowledge seekers who work with me around know what's going on. You got to realize that uh, everything has a cartel. Be it the wheat, be it the potato, be it the oil, be it the banking, be it the gold and diamond and the rest of it. And with even the defense, as I said, with the B-52s and this latest aircraft and the rest, with this technology, now that is, there's no way to stop it anymore. We don't want to stop it. And bent backwards this year to see all aspects of technology on the international markets and international level. Then many of the knowledge seekers in the background are helping us with this, who know who we are, what we are doing. Is when we notice now that we are releasing technology, the first energy release will be the gas production unit. You will see it on the international market.
Yeah.
This will touch the energy. The power production will be the second, followed immediately. So we will touch, in a way, I was thinking about it this morning before teaching. Saudi Arabia will have no value. And all the goals they rely on, with us introducing production of materials, especially rare earth materials and gold and the rest of it, all these shiny palaces will have nothing to support. In the next 5 or 10 years, in rapid development by all the nations, because of the little cost, will change in. And then it becomes like as I said, in the supermarkets, you go and there is nothing you need to buy. You got to realize, in the coming time, when we start relying on the energy technology as a plasma energy, not energy as oil energy and whatever, when we look at it, we don't need food. Would we have the mouth even we see a plum as you were plugging it? I don't have money to eat, but I can pick up the energy. I don't die of hunger. But as we go through the transition of relying on energy posts, like a lamppost you pass on the street, they give you the energies. Would I need to eat? I don't have the mouth to eat, because I exchange it for energy directly to my soul or my physicality or whatever. There's much deeper work into this. And then it comes to the position of, do I need to create arms, the conflicts, because I don't need for it. This technology is going to see its biggest battles in the next 12 months on the international arena. 2025 is the year that I've decided it's time for change. And those who are around me and work with me closely, they know what I'm talking about. We do not fight. We just keep on introducing new technologies, and as people pick up the technologies, we are in there with you a lot. You supported us. You knowledge seekers, in every shape or form, in past years, stood there. We put gases out, you tested it. We put system out, you came volunteer to use it. You, as knowledge seekers, have done such a great job, unforgettable work for humanity. You will understand your positions in the coming time. Unconditionally, how many of you took everything and taught everything? And 2025 is the time, because we've done all the testing. You look at it. We've done the agricultural test, we've done the health test, we've done the material production test. Everything is done. Now this year, we bring it into the market in a very big way. In a very, very big way. We relied up to now on new knowledge seekers to support us by buying a system, supporting us with trials and everything else. We still carry on doing that because this way we stay untainted. Nothing can interfere with our work. But in a very near future, we will go out to not on a banner of changing the energy, on a banner of helping the people to get. And you will see the change KESHE Foundation brings.
Yep.
And as it comes, as it is, I was watching a video very recently where you see the fires in California, and they talk about the houses of 40 million, 20 million, how many hundreds of thousands of houses burned to the ground and blah blah. Move 10 kilometers away, you have a tent worth $5, a guy living on the street, and his rows and rows of them.
Yeah.
How come within a few kilometers, one worth billions, millions, and one on the street has to beg for the food in the same city? When you look at this fire situation with California, it's amazing. You're talking about a 500 meter square land for 15, 20, 30 million just to be on the beach. Who created this wealth? And the center of it, which is what do you call it, Hollywood studios, are in danger of them might burn. And then what happened? Where does the money come from for it? They all move to the Florida, Hollywood, and then they get earthquakes. With this new technology, what I said as an Oasis system is on the card, and we're going out with it. A system which can give the water, energy, and the gas if you need it. But you need the gas. You will understand later on why you need the gas, because when you add it in a certain combination, it becomes your food. In next few weeks, you will see the emergence of the KESHE Foundation on the international market. We'll see a lot of problems. I've prepared myself for assassination. I've prepared myself for everything else. And we've seen how governments, knowing what we are doing, they're moving around it. But we set the structure with the help of you years ago into Mark and other channels. So we will touch the energy, we touch the food, we touch them, everything else. So they have to come up with a new structure. When you're a poor man, you're hungry, you don't need to look in the bins and then see what you find to eat. You just go to a room, a lamp, which radiates the energy for you to receive energy. And this is what it is. And we stop these people who even have, don't do. I'm getting wet, so what should I do? 3-4 weeks ago, I was in a shopping center and I just sat. You have these halls with all the different options of food and dining area in the middle. I just picked up the food, sat to eat. And next to me, unknowingly, was this where they put the trays of, I never noticed it, trays of food. And this guy comes, is looking in the trays. I thought that's how could be. Very roughy looking guy, young. And he attracted me in a way. I went and I tapped on his shoulder and I said, "Are you hungry?" He said, "Yes, very much." I said, "Go to any stall, order any food, I pay for it." He went to a Mexican and he said something very strange. He said, "I'm not used to choosing," because he was looking at the board. He said, I never had the money to choose. I pick what's on the trays. And I said to the guy, whatever he chooses, I pay for it. He picked the food and he sat down, and when I finished my meal, I still had a salad which wasn't open. I thought I'll give him the salad. I walked around, I found him. He was still eating with his hands with a long nail. And I said to him, "This is the salad. It might help you." And I started talking to him. I said, "Why are you in this position?" He said, "I'm not homeless." I said, "What?" He said, "I have a home, I have an apartment. I am Austrian and I'm not foreigner. And I get paid by my government. But I don't want to work. They pay me. Why should I work 20 hours, 30 hours just to get paid what they pay me now?" And I said, "Is it the essence? What do you do for a living?" He said, "I'm a specialist in whatever, sports or whatever." I said, "Why have you wasted your life?" He said, "I don't waste my life. It's just, why should I waste my life working for something else?" And this brought me home. What would happen to us when we make everything free to man? Would we get a lot of these people hanging around because all they need, they go under the system and they get food? Would they participate in the social life? Would they bring anything extra? Would there be any incentive for us to do? This thing was in a way harsh. It wasn't harsh, it wasn't the first time I've seen it. In England we had this when I used to run business. People refused to work because they used to get unemployment. Why should they work 40 hours for 50% extra, 30% extra? Then you have to understand this new structure, without them knowing or without understanding, ends up with all the drug trafficking. They can produce as much as they like, people can't get addicted. And the change on the human race with this technology in the next 50 years is going to be huge. But would there be enough people on this planet to be able to support life is the biggest problem. Would we still see, uh, this is what I said to a couple of people in defense very recently, a matter of days ago. You build the latest technologies, and I just put 2 reactors on one side of a nation, I know how to do it and cover it. In a very near future, very, very near future, we release a technology which in a way Tesla understood part of it. And he developed this system between Moscow and New York running his car. This technology is well known by us, and we bring it into the market in a different way, very different way. And you would understand it. It's the same with the structure of the buildings and the past buildings and how our buildings were built. All this knowledge, it'll come into fruition where we don't need to do much. Many of you knowledge seekers, without you knowing in a way, especially in the past 2 sessions of the Friday sessions per month, you've gone through this. We have implemented it, and uh, we get the feedbacks in your testimonials you write to us. And when you read 3 or 4 or 5 testimonials, and then in 6 and the 7th month, and you see they all talk about the same thing. So it's correct. How many of you tomorrow after the session will feel peaceful? I say 80% of you, because we have set up to do that. You'll find peace within yourself because we know how to do it. And when you feel like this, would you take up arms? Would you go into war? The beauty with this technology now is that the story of the reactor and the metal piece hanging on it. They keep on changing the nuts and the bolts and composition of the material. We understood the power, the effect of radiation and fields. And I can change it with the fields. They can make as much injections and whatever they like. Would we touch plastic? Or would we use the plastic to create the next generation of life? And then we said, it was a blessing that man created so much plastic. You look at the plastic as a menace. In my life, in my way of thinking, if you understand it's got a combination of the carbon and hydrogen, it's the fuel to travel the span of the universe, and there's so much of it done. It's just knowing how to salvage it and knowing how to process it.
Yeah.
You understand? This is the
Yeah.
biggest change. And I'm bent backwards to bring the change in 2025, and we are working on it. Everything is started, and we have a good position, hopefully, for a few months till, as I say, the thing doesn't go upside down. With Trump in the administration trying to push for the peace, but in a way he's creating new wars with Canada and Mexico, and trying to push other things to bring that change in. As I said, in a couple of years' time, we offer $2 for Tesla car company as a whole. You will understand very soon why. Because nobody is prepared to buy electric cars. Nobody is prepared to buy electric cars. And nobody worth to manufacture electric cars. You will see, I hope our work and what we are doing will go ahead. And the ground has been created for the change and is an opportunity to take. And we are grabbing that opportunity. Hopefully we'll bring a team together, we can bring it in and bring the change. 2025 is the year of the change, and KESHE Foundation has already worked and working on it to bring that change. We'll have a lot of enemies. Believe you me, it's not going to be easy. But we are coming through the back door in a very silent way.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah.
We still need support. We need a lot of support to be able to bring this home the correct way. But on the other hand, there's opportunity we cannot miss. And if we miss it, it's going to be a big disaster. We value ourselves. We value ourselves to what we want, what we need, what we can get. At the moment, this is the back knowledge to what I've been explaining for years, and I go against people like Bill Gates. They want to reduce population. When it comes in next 10, 20, 50 years, when with this technology, it's going to come out. It has come out. We see it in so many ways. That you don't need to work. You get fed by the stations. You create your own energy, and there's no way they can tax it. And you work for it for whatever it is. We open the space, and everybody goes to space. Nobody's going to pay wages to anybody who's in the space for 1, 10, 20 years. Everything is provided by the system. Then the value of a doctor on board of a ship and the guy who cleans it, and maybe the doctor gets bored and he does start doing the cleaning because he does a better job than the cleaner. And this is what social structure difference has come for the ego of some people. With this technology, when we bring the energy, when we bring the water, when we bring the food and your medication and everything else, all provided by one central system that you don't even see. You walk on the street, you absorb the energies you need to live. You never live hungry. I'm running a test in past year. In a way, if you've seen me in March of last year in Sanya, I've lost nearly 20-25 kilos in past 8 months. It's specifically controlled and it's specifically managed, not as a diet, not to lose weight, but to understand the change of the structure which I'll bring in, how they affect people mentally, psychologically. I have to understand the work of the body of the man to be able to handle the body of the man. Losing 20-25 kilo in 8 months, 9 months has been no problem because I have understood the structure of the energy fields. I have to feel it. This is why we come on these planets, we come on these manifestations, to understand the pitfalls and how it is. And then I don't need to eat 2-3 days. I don't feel like eating. But I don't go through the game of, oh, I do this and that. No, I structure it from the plasma point of view, energy point of view. And the way I eat, if you eat, you might put 20 kilos on. But understanding the fields of it, this is why I know how a hungry man feels. What it needs, what can you satisfy it with. I can give you a glass of water. You don't need to eat for 3-4 days, maybe a week. Some of the knowledge seekers in some sessions of the Fridays don't eat for days and weeks. They lost appetite for a lot of things because now they see the energy coming into your body. They see this is one of the reasons I said 3-4 weeks ago, I was so sick, I never had such a condition, was because going through this, I felt the energy coming to me. The doctors test me for every kind of virus, flu, influenza, COVID, blah, blah, is all negative because it's the energy packed in a protein level. But I stood, I learned, I understand what is the next to do. We do not need to eat. And we have become slave to eating, and they have used that to slave us. I do anything to have a shelter, I do anything to have a heating, I do anything to have food. And if I cannot get it, I get a tent, I get a cardboard box, and I look around for the food in the market, somebody is left over, whatever, where I can provide you heat and food and water through literally the structure of a headphone. This is what we've done with you. This is what the trials are. If I play music on the streets while you're passing, and in a way, there are microphones which in the same background silently feed you, while you're listening to the music, you receive all the energy you need. Do you need the supermarkets? Do you need people to control your food? Do you need the energy? You will see very soon we market the what we call, we promised you the gas unit and whatever is going to be marketed very, very soon in a very different way. When you fit this system into the cooker, in the oven, in your house, and you don't need to buy gas anymore. You don't need the supply of energy, you don't need water anymore. So what's going to happen? All these wars, all these British Petroleum wars for fuel and energy is gone. It's obsolete. The oil industry, energy industry, the way it's grown in past 50 years, in 2025 is going to hit the rock. There are going to be huge things to do with care. But that's nothing because we do the same thing now in the wellness, we do the same thing in agriculture, we do the same thing in food. And once we become not a slave to it, then we open the space. I do nothing here, I better go and see what's happening in the space. It costs me nothing because everything is provided for. We made prisons and we provided people to create more criminality. Now we bring the spaceships to give the open spaces, people to prison themselves in them to see more, not to be criminals. Instead of staying around here doing nothing and whatever, suffering in the space, everything is in the spaceship. Your food, your medicine is just as fields absorbed by your body. You're a passenger of pleasure. And it's not a theory anymore. As we told you about the gas units, gas energy units. It's not theory. Excuse me, Italians again. Hello, hello. The Italians again are on the run.
Okay, Mr. Go ahead.
This is what is on the way. This is what it is. Now, let me explain to you something very interesting. Let me, if I get hold of it, I show you, then you understand as knowledge seekers. You've been with me like a rock. And you stood by us like everything else. Good and bad, you've been there. You lost money with us when we trusted people. You helped us when we stood there. Let me go and show you something which you as knowledge seekers will understand what this means. Quotas. It's going to take me a few minutes, but just be patient because it's your achievement more than us. It's what we as knowledge seekers and you as stood there supporting us with everything else. Let me show you something very, very interesting. Just bear with me. I have to find what I'm looking for, and as usual, I'm a slow coach. Do you remember in the presentation of Linz a couple of years ago, 2-3 years ago, we showed a huge box producing the gas? Do you remember that?
I remember that.
The box was about 1.5 meter by 8. I'm trying to find a picture of it. I don't know if Rick can get to it. It's a gas production unit. I have to find it.
It was after Yusuf's presentation in Iran that you showed that in Linz.
Yeah, but now I want to show you the reason I want to show you. If anybody got it, if Rick got it, it's a big box with the gauges on it and everything, producing the gas. Weighs about God knows how many kilos. I have to find it.
One gas energy blueprint. It's got it shows the operation with the gauges and so on. Is that the one?
Yeah, do you have that one?
Yeah, I've got that here right now.
Okay, can you put it up if it's the one I'm looking for? Then I explain to you. Let me see. No, not this one. Not this one. Not this one. No, the one in Linz, not this one. It's a big system, a wide system.
Mr. Keshe was alive.
It's like an ice cream box. It's like a refrigerator.
Mm-hmm.
You know which one I'm talking about?
Let me see if I can find that. I'm not sure if I have
I'm
that.
looking for it somewhere.
Mr. Keshe was walking around it and explaining it, if you remember, Rick.
Yeah, I know, but I want to show you to understand. You knowledge seekers keep on beating at us, Mr. Keshe. What happened to this? What happened to that? Why is not there? I'm trying to find it. If I find it, then I can tell you when we tell you the changes to come. Understand it. A little bit longer. Just be patient. It's Keshe Foundation teaching. Nothing is ever planned. It's the one with got the orange thingy on it.
It's a huge thickness.
It's just like a freezer-sized box. I don't know. When I wanted, I don't see that. I saw it a few days ago. It's a chest freezer size. Oh, what a shame. I can't find it. And the other day it was there. I could pick it up straight away. It's important for this. If I talk about it, it doesn't bring the essence of it. You got to see it, and then it really brings it home. Anyway, I tried to find it while I was speaking to you, but this system, you can imagine a freezer size, chest freezer size system, which we showed for production of gas, and you lot kept on battering us that Mr. KESHE, you said you give us the energy and gas production unit and everything else. I have to find it. That's the one. Thanks, Dean. Then just forward it. Okay, now let me explain to you. I have to reduce it. I have to do this. Okay, save the photo. Go to my Zoom. Cancel it. I share it with you. Now you understand what it is in technological development. And then it's only KESHE Foundation who's involved and we're doing it, so you will understand exactly what I mean. These are the, do you remember this?
Yes.
Yes.
You seen the size of it? Now this is what has become one of these black boxes. Development in technology. And this suitcase is what's going to hit you in the market. Even maybe it's smaller than this, but in a much better packaging. It will look fancy. It's not that we sat down doing nothing. Technology development takes time. 2 years. And what you see here is shows Chinese leadership, military, and the rest, and the government. The manure has hit the fan for the energy people, hasn't it? Would you like this in your house? Or would you like this in your house? And it's not one, it's three of them. And this is where, when you supply, what are you going to do with it? Miniaturize it or use it the same. This is literally when we finish with this, maybe we have a couple of months to complete it, there'll be that Oasis system which Rick was showing. Gas, energy, and the water from the same box. When you have enough energy and you can connect it to give you enough energy to eat or whatever, would you like to be that Austrian guy not going to work? Why should I? Everything's given to me. Can we add in the mixture of the water and the gas, which you think you're breathing or you're burning with, a mixture that gives you moral satisfaction? Now, you can see the change, what is about to come. As I said, we have placed it in locations that if anything happened to me, get released, the world of energy, all these Rothschild family are all up the smoke. Now you understand the power of the technology and what is about to hit us with. And if you look, it's sending me pictures and pictures again. Let me just take a picture from what he just sent. Thank you very much, Dane. This is from the photos that Dane, as a photographer of the KESHE Foundation, has taken over years. If you look at this new picture, where are you? You saw the other three pictures, other two pictures. Now, if I add this picture to the set, what you see here, if I open it, you see the gas unit, the CO2 unit, and the energy unit. You see the refrigerator next to it and the lights, if you remember. Now, this is what it was on the gas and the other one. This is the communication unit of the same thing. But what you saw, what's in this box, is what you see here. All in one box. You tell me why we produce CO2. I mean, you showed, if you remember, that up here is a CO2 gauge detector. Why do we show? What has this got to do with this? Do you remember how water is created? Combination of those three technologies in one of these suitcases gives you the water, the energy, and the gas. Which the gas is not for burning, gas is for mixture of different lead to give you as a plasma energy for your food and medicine. This is a truly God-created system. But man doesn't understand. As the guy, one of the top guys in the government told us, just show us it burns for 7 days. That's all we are interested in. Your ignorance is your bliss. And then, if you understand how the system in this works, and I put this into it, you decide you want an apple, the system produces the energy of the apple through the gas, through the water, you drink it. We are true scientists and understand the working. I keep on shouting at you, Mr. Keshe, what happened to the gas energy system is there in front of you. And even I say to you something very simple, as all of you are, some of you are whatever, I show it to you in a very simple way. Just be there in a second and I'll show you in a second what it means. I can burn it for you. one flame, one can feed. I don't need to change the second one into a flame. I can leave it as a plasma and feed you with it. Now you tell me, should that guy be working?